to show you how the arbiters of truth are not, in fact, arbiters of truth at all. Again, here's a major story of the day. We saw, Tuesday? Daily Caller. WHO comes out and says, hey, listen, it's pretty rare for asymptomatic people to spread coronavirus. Jordan Lancaster. This is a big deal. Remember we were told? Remember the terror over asymptomatic spread? That this was remember that, Joe? That here, folks, why is asymptomatic spread and the terror-inducing media coverage of it such a big deal? It's obvious. You have this potentially deadly virus for people in certain comorbidity groups and age groups. Not that deadly at all for people in other groups who are relatively healthy and young. Matter of fact, it's rare for them to die from it. But nonetheless, there are groups that be put in danger. You were told asymptomatic, this is a big deal. In other words, people you don't even know are sick can come up and infect you, and the chances are pretty good that that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now the authorities at the WHO and the media all of a sudden are like, oh, well, let's backtrack on that a little bit. All of a sudden the WHO is like, well, we can't really find any real evidence that asymptomatic spread is as big of a deal as we wanted you to believe it was. Pump the brakes, folks. Pump the brakes. Thank you. The Blaze, the very next day, the experts, folks, these are the arbiters of truth. These are the experts. Dreaded air quotes. The Blaze, walk back. WHO now says asymptomatic spread may account for up to 40% of COVID-19 transmission. They just said it was very rare a day earlier. Do you have a screenshot from this? No? You know what this reminds me of, Joe? Remember back in the, 90s or the 80s? They were like, don't eat fat. It's really bad for you. You will die of a heart attack. Yeah. Throw out the egg yolks, remember? You got to eat rice cakes.
Yeah, I remember that.
All day, rice cakes. Nothing but carbs. Then they came out in that book, like Sugar Busters and other books came out, and they were like, you know what I think? I think eating a lot of sugar and carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, and even unrefined to a certain degree, I think that's will boost your insulin, and that's actually what's leading to heart disease and people being fat. Then all of a sudden you had Atkins. Eat fat all the time and protein.
Yep.
Folks, I'm going to do a hard pass on the WHO. That's a chapter, by the way, in my new book, which I'll get to Follow the Money. A whole chapter on the scam they pulled on you. I'm going to take a hard pass until they can surgically remove their craniums from their rectums and give us information they think is actually sound. The media, however, is invested in the panic. And the fact that asymptomatic spread, which is panic-inducing for everyone, I can get a disease from someone who's not even sick, or not even symptomatic, I should say, precision matters, scares everyone. At least if you see someone coughing or sneezing, you know to back away. That's panic-inducing, asymptomatic spread. The fact that that may not be the problem they told you was, the media can't have that. So the WHO, you bootleg. You ever do a bootleg? Quarter turn, pop the emergency brake? One of the benefits of being a transportation section agent and the whip over in the TS section of the Secret Service. You go to driving school all the time. Bootleg, all the way around at like 80 miles an hour, and those Camaros on the driving pit. Oh, there's nothing like it. The best ride on earth. U-turn, baby. We got to induce panic again. Tell them up to 40% of transmission. You just said it was rare. You just said that. Let's not let facts get in the way of a good story.
You just heard the Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.